Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Quality Tech Talk with Omar and Creston.
What up, what up?
Trying something a little bit new today, going to a more podcast-like format. We'd like to hear what you guys think about that.
Yeah, please, because we may actually nibble and dabble over into an actual full podcast.
Yeah, so we feel like this might be the best way for us to, just get our thoughts out there. So without further ado, we're actually going to be talking today about something we were supposed to talk about a while ago.
But so much has popped up and we're just like, oh snap, hold on, let's wait.
Right, but between Apple events and different type of things being announced, we decided to hold off on that a little bit. But today we're going to be talking about truly wireless earbuds. And why do you want them? Is it going to be something that is the future of audio on phones, computers, laptops, so on and so forth? Because, a lot of companies think it is. That's why they've removed the headphone jack, which
I mean, like, so many people, complain about that.
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know. I've been wireless for so long that I'm just like, and I understand, from, the LG, they talk about the DAC. I get it. So, for real sound heads, I understand that plugging it in and actually getting the real deal sound. I get it. But, yeah, I mean, the AirPods, the Galaxy Buds, what else you got out there? Anchor's trying to do their thing.
Anchor's doing their thing. You got Bose, you got Jabra, Master Dynamics. So many companies. And it's funny, you just think about how this all happened, right? Apple killed the headphone jack on the iPhone 7. And, a few months before that, Samsung came out with their first truly wireless Icon X earbuds. But really, they just kind of, they're just like, well, we think the future's wireless, so let's just axe the headphone jack. Yeah. But even before that, Bluetooth was a thing forever. Back before the smartphone. I remember I had a bunch of Sony Bluetooth headphones.
I had Motorola. I had the one that flipped out.
Yeah. So they, it's just. They're good.
Yeah, Plantronics was good too.
Yes,
really good.
Yes. But it didn't really go. And then after that, you had the workout ones with the neck band, the LG Tones of the world, the Power Beats.
What was the one MKBHD did a great review on? It's on the end cap at Best Buy.
Jaybird?
Jaybird.
Yeah,
Jaybird is actually really good too.
Yeah, so they still had that wire in between them.
So they said, we got to cut this wire off.
Yeah. So and I think. It really kind of started. Now Samsung put the first one out,
right?
But I think it kind of started with the AirPods, and the idea is
made it real popular.
The idea with the AirPods is what? Okay, so we took the earpods that we put inside of the iPhone box. And it's like you cut off the wire, and this is what you have.
And
right?
This is true Apple doing. They're like, what's the simplest way to make something great?
Mm-hmm. And they could have failed tremendously. And I think the idea they took was, okay, we're going to have something that is going to simulate as much as we possibly can you plugging in headphones and starting to listen.
Right.
And that's when they introed the W1 chip and now the H1 chip for the new AirPods. And if you've ever used AirPods on an iPhone, especially on an iPhone, you know that once you flip open the case, they connect. You pull them into your ear, they work.
And then they connect to everything that you have in the Apple ecosystem with just your iCloud.
Right. And so...
Which nobody has really done that well.
And up until then, that experience was kind of annoying. So you would have your little headphones. You would turn on the headphones. And then a few seconds later, they would pair. And then sometimes it took a long time to pair.
Yeah. Pairing, it was crazy when I was working at Best Buy. So many people were like, how do you pair this one? I got to pair two different ones. How do you do this? How do you do that?
And that was just the limitation of Bluetooth. And I feel like Apple has started to kind of move in the right direction. And, since that has happened, Google has implemented something with their Pixel Buds to do something similar. Samsung has implemented it with their Galaxy phones on their new Galaxy Buds. So it's become a thing where every company is expected now to have one of these.
100%. Even Amazon, well, it was a rumor that Amazon mentioned that they was going to try and do an AirPod killer, but,
Yeah, and everybody's been trying to kill the AirPod, right? And no one is successful because I feel like that experience you have, again, on an iOS or Mac device with AirPods, flick it open, put them in your ears, they are ready to go.
Yeah. Somebody would have to, let's say like Samsung, they would have to literally do, if not the same thing, something better to where it'll sync with your tablet, your phone, your watch, like automatically without you having to actually go into the Gear app and pair it this way, pair it that way. They would literally have to do the same thing Apple did, and sync it to like your Samsung account, for an example, in order to make it a real seamless, killer experience.
Exactly. And I think Google could do that.
Oh, yeah. I think they got the resources because of the Google ecosystem.
Yeah.
If you got Gmail, you got Google, you got the whole ecosystem already.
Yeah, and now that what's happened now is it's become so segmented, and so you have your AirPods and your Galaxy Buds, which are supposed to be your everyday headphones, right?
Yeah.
And those are like, I'm gonna answer calls, I'm gonna listen to a little bit of music. The audio quality's not great, battery life decent, and they're lightweight enough to be able to carry around wherever you go.
Right.
Then you have okay, I really only want to listen to music on this. What do I need? Well, that's where your Bose Sound Sport Frees come in. That's where you looking at Sennheiser's new
Bowers
one.
and Wilkins,
Got
Bang &
Master
Olufsen,
and Dynamics, and you're just looking at
even the Beats.
Yeah, and even Beats are kind of getting into that, and then which brings you to the third category, which is like your workout headphones. You have your Jabra Elite Actives, these new Powerbeat Pros.
Powerbeats Pro, supposed to be like your AirPods on steroids.
Right, and it's funny because it's like, all right, Apple, I think they see this. Mm-hmm. So they look at it like, all right, cool. We have our AirPods for $159, $200 if you get the wireless charging case. And then you got your Powerbeats Pro, which are $250.
Right.
So and somebody said to me, he's like, well, why would Apple do this? Aren't they kind of trying to kill their own product? And
no, it's two different categories.
It's two completely different categories.
Yeah.
So to me, if you go to an Apple store and you're like, all right, I need wireless headphones, the next question the sales representative is probably going to ask you is,
how are you going to use them?
What are you going to use them for? If you say, hey, you need them for running, they're going to sell you the Powerbeats.
Yeah, easy.
If you just need them to talk on the phone, they're going to sell you AirPods.
AirPods all day.
So it's become segmented. And I think it's, it just begs the question, is this what everybody wants?
Shoot, you know what? The future is going to come to a point where, how they go in this cycle where phones have gotten smaller, then bigger, and then now they're trying to, I think I got to feel like it's going to go back around again.
Sure.
And so with this true wireless thing, they may try and implement more features with the true wireless to the point where like you got, you can do your, heartbeat?
Oh yeah, heart rate and all.
Heart rate, there you go. They test your heart rate with the AirPods in your ear or something like that, and then you got your watch already. So phones might even get smaller. So I feel like with AirPods being the number one headphone or earphone in the world, I do feel like whether it's a flex or whether it's something you really need, it's there and people want it, people need it.
So this industry, I think, is growing, and companies are going to continue to do things with it just to justify killing the headphone jack.
Oh yeah, 100%.
On phones.
Yeah,
and now you're getting to a point where you have tablets without it. iPad Pro, your Google Pixel Slate, both don't have headphone jacks.
Yep.
So I feel like all these companies are kind of looking at it and thinking, the future is wireless. What people really want is a wireless experience. And to a deeper level, I think the peak of this is going to be where...
How small you can get?
Just have no cables whatsoever. No cables whatsoever. So the phone with no ports.
Yeah.
The wireless headphones that don't need to be plugged in, that connect seamlessly.
Yeah.
Charging, never plugging in. Sending video to a TV without having to use an HDMI cable. It's basically a war on cables, I think. And
that's crazy. Like MKBHD said, USB-C all the things.
And I think
but
that's
then wireless all the things now is what we say.
I think the dream for a lot of people is everything's wireless, but the things you do need to plug in are USB-C.
Yeah.
That's kind of the main idea right now, and I feel like it's going that way.
Yeah. At least we hope.
Right. Now, a big thing, too, becomes with the ones that people buy a lot, the headphones people buy a lot, which is AirPods, Galaxy Buds, obviously were given for free with the Samsung Galaxy S10 series. Is the audio good enough? And...
Man, I think the audio is good enough for right now. When AirPods first released, I had a phone call with somebody that actually first got them.
Yeah.
At the end of the call, he mentioned to me, just want to let you know I was talking to you on my AirPods. I said, damn, I couldn't even know. I didn't even know. And the same thing goes for, when I'm talking on my AirPod, my AirPods that I had the first gen and the second gen. Didn't feel too intrigued with the second gen to keep them right now. But yeah, I mean, the call quality I think it's cool. It's not. I remember Bluetooth back then. People would be like, I can't hear you. What's your background noise and all chopping up, all that. Whereas now you don't really hear a lot of people talking about I can't hear you like that. Mm-hmm. And then we're also in that age where most of us either text each other or let's go get a coffee or we gonna hang out type thing. So I don't think a lot of people are actually talking. I think it's more for, I'll be honest with you, I think it's more for music and the fact that I'm adding an extra accessory. I get to add something extra. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So
I think the voice assistant angle is probably gonna be big moving forward.
Oh man, I didn't mention that. Right
now you have the Siri integration with the AirPods,
which is dope.
You have Bixby now. I think it's built into the Galaxy Buds, and then you have Google Assistant on the Pixel Buds from 2017 built in as well. They had Google Assistant built in, and you have multiple headphones, wireless headphones that have Assistant built in as well.
Right.
Bose makes one. I think Sony and JBL makes some as well.
I think they're all. Are they all Google?
Yeah, Google Assistant.
Google Assistant, yeah.
And Alexa is getting more into headphones as well.
Right.
So it begs the question: is that like the next step? Is just so that the idea is you're walking around with whatever headphones you have, and depending on which OS you use, and you just call up your voice assistant to send a text to route you somewhere, and it becomes like where these accessories I think are going to be pivotal to using these devices moving forward because
then it's going to connect to your homes and everything.
It's all ecosystem, right? Yeah. Like you're walking into the house, you have your AirPods in, you tell Siri to turn on your Philips Hue lights, for example.
Versus having to hope that the HomePod or whatever hears you. You can literally say it at the door or even walk into the door. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. And so for that reason, I think the category is here to stay. And while you still have, I want to say, 5% of people who are really committed to wired headphones and the audio quality that they give you, and it's why LG still makes phones with headphone jacks and a quad DAC.
Right.
I feel those people's, experiences and are going to change over time. They're the late adopters in this wireless revolution. But what I'm really hoping for myself is headphones with better sound quality. And
yeah.
Because, Bluetooth's great. Bluetooth 5 has made a lot of strides.
Right.
It's
still distance and
all
that, battery life and all that.
It's still not the same as plugging in a high-end pair of headphones.
Yeah.
So, I hope we see that in the next couple of years. I think AirPods, Galaxy Buds help drive that innovation because it shows that people are buying them, which allows the companies like your higher-end audio companies to just experiment with it.
Yeah. I think that the reason why we're only getting small updates to these headphones though is because for one they see everybody's buying it, so they're like, oh okay, they like it, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think they're gonna implement better audio quality soon. You know what I mean? They're gonna make these incremental updates,
which is why I think it's really become more of a niche thing. So Apple will look at it like, oh yeah, if you want better audio quality, buy the Beats,
right?
And then, on the flip side of that, you have, if you want better audio quality, buy the Bose or buy whoever, whatever company.
They're not trying to kill all the companies, which is cool.
Yeah, so it's really become a segmented market, kind of, and it's kind of blossoming, I think. And as, smartphones have peaked, accessories like this
they got to do something.
Right, so they got to sell stuff. Right, so they're going to be selling these accessories and selling these headphones and wireless chargers and different type of accessories and things of that nature just to make sure that, they have the revenue coming in so they continue to innovate.
Right.
And, I personally, I'm pretty excited to see, what comes of this industry moving forward. I've had the Gen 1 AirPods. I've used the Anchor Soundcore Liberty Airs.
How were those?
They're okay. Honestly, I had them for like a month or two.
Because you texted me, you mentioned that you didn't have a good experience.
No. So I had them for 2 months, and they sounded okay. A little bit better than AirPods because they had the silicone tips, so they locked in the sound in your ear.
Okay.
But a couple connectivity issues, you know.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that was on Android and iPhone. You know, it wasn't really just a one operating system thing.
Okay.
But ultimately, I liked what they were doing at that price point. For $80, you know, you could do a lot worse.
Okay.
You know, so
I want to know what the new ones are going to do, because, you know, they have 100 hours of battery life.
oh yeah, their new Anchor. That's the funny thing about Anchor. You know, they're really trying to get in there. You know, I saw they have a couple new Bluetooth speakers out. Their Soundcore lineup.
Which the little Bluetooth speakers, my cousin-in-law, if that's what you call them, got one for Christmas. We did the White Elephant.
Yeah,
and we cranked it up. It's actually really loud.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I know they have one that reminds me a lot of the Bose 360-degree Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and it was like so much cheaper. It was like $70, I think. And I was just like, wow. You know, I wonder how good this actually sounds. You know, but
from experience, it was pretty good sound.
I tell you what, Anchor as a company, I think, is really up and coming. Like, they got their speaker set up. They've been dominating the charger.
Oh, the charger king.
Yeah,
what I've been told, and I've tried their chargers too.
They're good. They're good. Yeah, I've had their USB-C chargers for my Pixel before, and they're great. Wireless banks. You know, they got wireless chargers, I think, too. Yep. So they're really an up and coming company. You know, a little off topic there, but you know, they're definitely an up and coming company, and I'm kind of curious to see if they made a higher end earbud, what that would look like.
That brings me to a question. Which, I mean, you're probably asking yourself, like, which should you buy? Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're in the ecosystem of Apple, I mean, I would really probably invest into the Apple AirPods.
Power Beats.
Or Power Beats for sure, yeah. Only because of the connectivity with the W1 chip, now the H1 chip, and how it seamlessly connects to all of your products. If you're like, you know, that's just basic sound, then again, you know, that's why, you know, we feel you know, maybe jump into the Power Beats Pro or some of the other higher end ones like, you know, Bowers and Wilkins, Bang & Olufsen, Sennheiser, stuff like that. But then if you're in that Android world, of course, Samsung Buds have great sound quality from the get-go, you know, from what the reviews I've been looking at.
I've heard audio's better than the AirPods, but not mind-blowing.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, you know, so, yeah, it's just one of those things where it kind of, like we've been mentioning this whole audio, it's kind of the ecosystem that you're in. It just kind of makes sense to try that. If not, if you want to go to a higher tier, then it really kind of doesn't matter. Just the choosing of your audio quality.
So I'll explain it like this to me. If you're locked into Apple, get the AirPods. Okay? If you really like audio, I've heard nothing but good things about the Sennheisers.
Yep.
I think it's called Sennheiser Momentum is the name. They're like $300, and by all accounts, they are worth every penny. So
you've tried them?
I have not tried them, but what I've heard from people who have tried them is that they're really good. I'm thinking about getting some actually. And then there's if you're using Android and you want something all around, then I'd say get the Galaxy Buds. Yeah, it's really just depending on your preference. Me personally, I use them more for music, so something like the Sennheiser and the Master Dynamics make more sense for somebody like me. But if you do talk on the phone a lot, or you're going to be doing the Siri voice commands or the Google Assistant voice commands, and, you know, AirPods if you have iPhones or Galaxy Buds makes sense if you have Galaxy or an Android device.
Like if you're even asking yourself, should you get them at all? I'll tell you, I'm not a headphone or earphone person, and just using the first gen AirPods, I literally, if I turned the corner from leaving my house and I realized I didn't have them, I turned right around and went to go get them, because it was the convenience of literally being phoneless. If I had to, well, not necessarily phoneless, but I didn't have to put the phone to my ear if I had a call, or if I just wanted to listen to something real quick, music-wise or whatever. I literally didn't have to have my phone out. It's just the comfortability and the convenience. So if you're a person looking for convenience and comfortability, yeah, I say get any true wireless headphone that you think will match what you need. I 100%, 110% say, yes, go out and get one.
Yeah, for me, it really boils down to once you have that experience of, you know, we've all had, you know, the LG Tones and the Bose with the low wire that went behind your neck. Once you go from that to two completely independent earbuds, it is really, really hard to go back.
Yeah.
And so as a result of that, I'm saying I think it's the future of the way we're going to be interacting with our devices. So if you're potentially thinking about it, I would say definitely go for it. You know, definitely buy a pair that you think is going to be best suited for you. And, you know, see how you like that experience. So to me, it was an excellent experience. Like I said, I returned my Anchors, but I'm probably going to be buying another pair of something else sometime in the near future, maybe the Sennheisers. But we'll see how that goes. But with that, guys, that wraps up our thoughts on truly wireless earbuds and where that whole market is going. Of course, it's our new format here where we're trying to do, you know, voice podcast type situation. We're going to try and get onto podcast networks and just to broaden the reach a little bit there. Let us know if you like this format more, or if you want us to go back to recording video. You want to see our faces,
Our beautiful faces.
but yeah, that wraps up this one, guys. This is Omar and Creston with Quality Tech Talks, and we'll catch you on the next one.